Good afternoon, Frank Macaluso here from Garageaholic, giving you the next installment of our E36 N54 swap. Today we're doing exhaust, 2.5-inch exhaust from the cats through the V-bands, crossing over to the X-pipe, from the X-pipe going straight out to the muffler. We are doing that today. We have the E92 X-pipe. I cut it off the existing E92 exhaust, and we're going to reuse it. It is 2.5 inch. That's 2.5 inch. Everything else is 2.5 inch. This is the E30 M30 muffler. It goes basically right back, right before it hits the resonators, and I cut that off. That also is 2.5 inch. So we're gonna go a true dual 2.5 inch all the way around. So where do you start when you install and fabricate an exhaust system like this? Well, here's where you need to start. You've got to place your X-pipe first, okay? We're not doing resonators, so we're just doing an X-pipe only. And with the X-pipe, you want to make sure that it's positioned at the ideal location for sound deadening, for isolating the pulses on the exhaust, and make sure that you have good placement overall. So that's where we want to start. We want to start putting this guy right in that location. I could put it back here, but it really won't work, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It makes more work for me later. That's kind of the idea, is that we want to kind of minimize the amount of work, minimize the amount of fab work, the amount of welds that we do here. So we really want to try to make this as streamlined as possible. So this is the ultimate place to put the X-pipe. We need to connect two of these guys to two of these guys. I don't care which one you connect to which. Overall, the lengths are going to be just about the same, very minimal difference. It's basically a matter of routing, which one is easier to route. Personally, I think that if we go up here and go to that one and then cross with this one underneath and go to that one on the far side, that might actually be easier. The alignment might be a little bit more difficult, but overall, I think it might actually be easier than to take this guy and try to route it around here and get it over here. So either way, I don't know. I think I got to figure out what I want to do here. As far as this goes, this location, these two come out and they're going to come straight over here. Now, the easiest way to do that, the quickest distance between two points is a straight line. I have right here, I got a 4-foot section. I got two of them. And that really should help define exactly what I want to do. It's going to clear this here, which is also going to have the mounts on it. We're going to create and fab some mounts. But this guy is really going to be the easiest to just go directly from the pipe, straight line to the X-pipe. So that's really what I want to do. That's going to make that a lot easier. That makes this fab part the most difficult. So let's start with the easy stuff first, and then we can go to the harder stuff. The X-pipe sitting up here, okay? And I still have not made the connections to the headers. But what I have done is I've taken the X-pipe and I've routed the two tubes along the back to the muffler. I don't know what the right angle is here. All right, so I got these two exhaust headers and I got these two open pipes coming from the X-pipe, and I need to mate them together. So the question is, which one of the two do I want to mate together? Technically, it really doesn't matter because the lengths are just about the same, and everything from here on back is exactly the same in terms of flow. So I'm not really too concerned about that. It really just ends up becoming a logistical question as to... All right, so what I've decided to do is I decided to take this top one and mate it to this side one. This top one to the side one. And then this bottom one is going to go almost straight to that. It's going to be pretty easy. This one's going to be a pretty easy one. And this one is just two curves, and it's going to go in. So you can see from this angle here why I'm doing that. It makes a little bit more sense for this guy to just have a straight shot. Straight, just like that. This guy from up here is going to come down and over. Okay, self-deprecation time. This is a relatively complicated bend that I was able to use two of those pieces in order to get it fairly close. I inevitably came into a situation here where I do have a joint that's making connection on only one end of the circular connection. What I did was I created a pie piece here that basically slips right where in here where it should go, and it needs to get tacked in there, but it fits actually pretty nicely. Kind of makes contact all around. That's kind of what you want in these cases, and sometimes it does happen, and when it does, then you've created two new weld points for yourself. But overall, this is really what you need to do. It's pretty simple, easy correction in order to get good flow. Alright, sorry guys, my phone lost battery, so I did end up tacking these two guys in. I got to start somewhere, so now it's a matter of making this connecting piece. Now this is still floating. You can see it's kind of moving around there. This guy is floating pretty good too. So everything seems to be looking good so far. This piece needs adjustment though, because as I get this thing set, that is not matching up. So what I need to do is I need to trim a few different places. And then just keep on doing test fits. That's basically all it needs to be, is just test fits. Now that the exhaust is fairly finished, let's go on ahead and start giving it some more strong tack so that when I do remove it, it's not going to move on me or warp. So let's give it a shot. Alright, so it is my duty as part of the exhaust system to install a hanger, and this is what I got here. This is a pretty good hanger I got from AutoZone. This fits pretty nicely. I'm going to take this pipe, this tube rather, big difference between a tube and a pipe, and I'm going to weld it to the underside of this, and it's going to basically sit just like that, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the tube side, and the tube will then be supported. And this does move up and down. So now that we got everything tacked up, now it's a matter of just welding it all up. I've got a mix, they call it a tri-mix. It's basically argon, CO2, and helium for stainless steel. I've got my stainless steel wire, and we're going to install this, drop the exhaust, and start welding it up. Now that I got the entire exhaust system strong tacked, as I like to call it, now let's drop it and start the final weld. Now that the exhaust is out, I want to continue to tack all around little spots here and there. And the reason is because I don't want too much localized heat in one specific area that can create an overall warpage of the entire subsystem. By doing that, I'll allow it to cool adequately and slowly, and then when I reinstall it, it won't have deformed as much as if I had put one big bead on there. So you'll see me basically tack, tack, tack all around, and after everything is basically tacked, then I can start going in with what I like to call strong tacks and final weld. Alright guys, that just about does it for today for the next installment, the E30 N54 exhaust. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you liked the video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, comment, anything you guys want to do to interact with me. I'd be more than happy to help and entertain with you. Thanks a lot guys for coming on, and keep in touch. We're uploading more videos more frequently since we're getting through the big lulls of the project and we're starting to make some good progress. We're hoping to finish this thing by June. By June 1st, we really want to finish it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're really going to try here. Thanks a lot, guys, and take it easy. Later.